Hold on. Okay, there we go. I got it.
Right.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh no, can't do it when they into it. Blow this. Let's go to the arcade.
Talk to Dick lately?
The morning stream, 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 the morning stream.
The morning stream. Is it just me, or does the jungle make you really, really horny?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the morning stream. It's Scott Johnson and Brian Ebbett over there. Hello, Brian. How you doing there? I have the worst.
That's how a transformer clears his throat.
I have the worst, smoky buildup. It's been windy, particulates blowing around, kind of throaty thing going on right now. I freaking hate it. I hate it.
We replaced all of the ash that was falling from the sky with snow, and it's sticking to the trees. I'm looking at the AccuView Arvada Coverville Weather Center.
Yeah.
And the trees have a nice dusting of white on them,
It's so
as do the
weird.
bushes, but the grass is green.
It's really weird, man. It's really weird.
The sidewalk is moist.
But aren't you supposed to get? So it'll go back up though. You got hotter temperatures on the forecast there.
Yeah, it's gonna be 80 this weekend.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Right now it's like 39
Right? Yeah.
something here. It's windy, blustery and windy. We had another night of crazy winds. I haven't even checked the news to see what downtown looks like, because the day before that, it was like millions of dollars of damage everywhere. Everybody's houses got trees on them, and their cars flipped over, and whole trucks full of Hostess ding-dongs just tipped over on the side of the road.
Is that true, really?
Yeah, there was a Hostess truck or a Hostess,
no.
or one of those things where they have nothing but just like pastry junk food stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just
somebody
tipped over.
think of the ding-dongs.
I know. We made those semis too high. They're too high up. The wind got them. Anyway, it's good to be
The
back.
humanity.
Oh, the humanity. Plus, I was up at 3:30 because the wind was blowing so hard I couldn't freaking sleep. So I tweeted, because that's what you do at 3:30.
Of course.
And then I still haven't really slept, and I'm living on tea right now. This tea right here that just kind of soothed my throat, enough caffeine in it. That's what you're getting. This is how Scott's being fueled right now. This is it. So if I conk out in the middle of the show, then you know why, Brian. If the song's playing and then it ends
Sure,
in
and then to
silence,
see you back there.
I'm so tired.
Drool coming out of your mouth, G.I. Joe animation on an endless loop.
Can't wait for this to happen.
Okay, all right, good.
All right. Hey, a couple quick things before we get done away in here, because we haven't had Battle Royale in a while, so
It's been a week, yeah.
pretty excited. Well, it has been a week, hasn't it?
It has.
Hold on a second.
Whole week.
Yeah, last Wednesday. Weird. That feels
Yeah.
weird to even say that. All right. Just wanted to mention a couple things I got overnight. Got while I was wide awake at 3:00 in the morning. Lucky birthday happened for Chris.
Ooh.
Yeah, we should call him Lucky Birthday. That should be his new name.
Lucky birthday, Chris. Happy lucky birthday, Chris.
Here's what happened. It said weird coincidence. TMS 1985, which was yesterday's episode. Today is 1986, by the way. That makes sense, I guess.
That's how it works.
Consensually. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure we both agreed that it should be 1986.
What's the word I was looking for? What's wrong?
Coincidentally?
No, when something's in order.
Consecutive.
Consecutive.
Yeah.
That's it. See, this is how words are going to work today. I'm so out of it.
Consequently?
Consequently. Cornelius. All right. Anyway, he wrote in. He says, "Weird coincidence today, guys. My birthday is the 8th of September, 1985, and today's episode was 1985 on the 8th of September. We're through the looking glass, people. Cheers." says Chris.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
awesome. That's really cool that we somehow nailed your birthday and the year you were born, and then we didn't know to say anything. So now we're saying it a year late.
That's right. Happy birthday, Chris. All right, who was born on September 9th, 1986? Step forward.
Say it now or forever hold your peace. Nope.
Say it loud, say it proud.
Nobody?
All right, nobody.
Okay. No, it's nobody.
All right.
That's it. Someone said Kurt Russell's birthday is today? What?
No, Sidian just says that Michael Douglas is the guy you always confuse for Kurt Russell. A very, very timely observation, Sidian, and
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up. It's such an opportune moment.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. That's what Sidian does. He likes to...
Yes, exactly. This is a...
No. He
great
nails the
time to
timing.
bring it up.
Yeah, brings it up immediately when we need it, and and only then, only the right times.
Right. Oh, I know, Sidian. It's he says that's from a film psych episode from like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Been driving him nuts. Okay.
We bring it up all the time. I confuse those 2 not their faces, their names,
Yeah.
for no reason that I can tell you, because I like both of them.
Because it's all of it's 2 people, 4 first names.
Yeah, I guess that's part of it. But
Yeah.
but for whatever reason, when I say one name, the other person's face appears in my head.
Weird.
It's busted. It's a crossed
Yeah.
wire.
I don't have that problem.
Well, you are the lucky one. Okay. Got an email from Nick in Massachusetts who says, on the subject of Chicken Kiev.
Chicken Kiev.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. Says, hey, bud and stud.
Huh. Wow.
You're a bud, I'm a stud. Just wanted
That's
to
fine.
put that
That's
out
fine.
there. Chicken Kiev, the delightfully stuffed chicken, he says. I come from a Polish/German family. We ate these all the time growing up. I recall my mom and I sitting down at the dinner table with Kiev and roasted potatoes, because we're calling it Kiev now, not Kiev.
We are calling it Kiev, yes.
All right. Anyway, my whole life I've called it Kiev, while knowing the city of Kiev exists, and called it Kiev. And it took me until I was today years old, 31 if you have to know, to put the 2 together. There's a Polish joke in there somewhere, but I'm too Polish to find it. I love that.
Nice.
That's really great. Love the show, though. P.S. Can we hear how much you don't like bees? Okay, he wants to hear the clip, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I
We need
can-
a refresher every once in a while.
Yeah, I don't mind playing it. Where is it? This is too early for a fish sandwich. I don't like
I don't like bees.
I need to put that more prominently. That's going to go right there.
Yeah, this should be up at the top. Should
Okay.
be top row.
Yeah, top row, baby. Anyway, thanks for that note. That's cool to know, Nick. And also, Polish German food sounds amazing right now for some reason.
Oh, so does.
You know why? It's fall food. That sounds like fall
Yeah,
food.
right. Sauerkraut and dumplings and meatballs with rice. I mean, that was like, Hungarian stuff that I grew up with. Goulash.
Yeah.
all that sort
See,
of
you
thing.
know these feelings you're having.
I know Eastern European cooking well.
I have a
And
giant.
That's why I always carry seasonings with me.
There you go. I have a gigantic batch of jambalaya. If you lived around here, I would give you I'd give you a gallon of jambalaya today, Brian.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I would.
Well,
I would.
up in the sous vide, I currently have a pork shoulder that has been cooking for the last 14 hours. Inside the bag, you'll also find a cut up orange, some garlic, some onions, some paprika, some salt, some brown sugar, and I'm going to pull that out probably about 3 o'clock, put under the broiler, get the ends nice and crispy, and we're going to have carnitas tonight.
Sounds amazing. Let me ask you where you stand on something we've never talked about with food. All right.
Okay? I stand on food. Yes.
Where do you stand on the concept of marinating your meats in soda, like Dr. Pepper?
Oh yeah, like
marinade?
Dr. Pepper chicken.
Yeah.
Totally fine with
Down
it.
with that?
Absolutely.
Is
Yeah.
it- do
Oh
you-
yeah. No.
You know, like it's a
No.
little weird that we do that as people, that we've done that. That's just
Not at all. Not
Okay.
at all. No issues with that whatsoever.
All
People
right.
are saying I'm slightly blurry. Let's pull up the. Oops. So I just unmuted. There we go. Let's pull up the camera. I am a bit blurry. We're gonna adjust
Yeah.
live because this is fun.
Yeah. Chat room, you're holding up to your reputation. Well done. Well done
I'm
with your.
distracting Brian?
Oh
Is
yeah,
that the
they're
deal?
good at it.
Yeah.
They are good
Oops.
at. Like literally, the Nobel prizes are being handed out next week. Like 6 of them. One of those needs to go to the chat room for how distracting they are.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
exactly.
go. You're nice and sharp now.
Yeah, but it's back on. It's back on auto, and we don't want auto.
Auto's the worst.
Auto is the worst. I want to have it on. Here we go. Taking it off auto.
We liked fixed.
And then
Fixed focus.
there we go. Fixed focus. That's what you're going to get. And if I put my hand up there,
It won't
it's not
change a
going
thing.
to.
Nope. Exactly.
unfocus me.
Yeah, it's science. No, well
There you
done.
go. Science.
Well done.
Can't explain that with science.
Nope. Like the tide comes in, comes out. Can't explain that.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Well done. We need to call Dunaway. Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this. Let's get ready for it.
I think Scott and I have the same camera. Don't we both have? Aren't we both using the Logitech Brio?
No, I am
The
using
4K business.
I'm using a Sony A6000.
Oh, right. You switched. That's right.
Yeah, I'm using a fancy camera now.
Yes, fancy camera, diced tomato. clearly likes yours better.
Well, it gives me bokeh.
Yeah, which I do like.
But it also, well, it's this lens I'm using. But so you can swap out lenses and all. It's like a DSLR camera. It's a what's the mirrorless kind?
Oh, right, yes.
And I got
so
a
you have
killer
like,
deal
Like
on
have
it.
a full-on camera pointed at your face.
Yeah, it's like a full-on
as opposed
camera.
to just like a little webcam.
And what's cool is, it was well. I also had to have the cam. What's that thing called? Something cam.
Camtasia? Not Camtasia.
it's a little HDMI device thing you plug into your USB, and I forgot what it's called. I'm gonna find it because it's gonna drive me nuts.
All right.
Camlink.
Okay.
I have a Camlink 4K.
okay.
I'm not running in 4K, but it's a Camlink 4K. You go from that to this Sony camera. This particular line of Sony cameras, the A6 and A7s, are both known for being really, really good plug-and-play style stuff, but you got to have that Camlink to do it.
Gotcha.
And then, and this was recommended to me by a couple people. Dunaway's one of them, if I can get him on the line.
If we can get him.
Yeah, and then the other one was Garrett Weinzierl, also using A7000, I believe. Anyway, I've been very happy with it. It wasn't the cheapest thing, but it was also on sale, so I felt kind of okay about it. But getting Dunaway on the line really is the thing I feel the most okay about. So we're going to do that first.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Shall we?
See what he says. See how he's doing. See if he forgot. I mean, it's been a couple of days, you know.
It has. He might not know how to do any of this stuff.
No,
Who knows?
This is all new to him. We're waiting. He's ringing. We're waiting. And now I'm pausing because this is too much waiting. All right, hold on. Let me try that again. Call. No, I want to ring. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, ring. Okay, here he comes.
I see the rings of ringage.
Yeah, rings of ringage. It's ringing. He didn't say anything to anybody this morning, right?
He hasn't said anything to me, which means he only usually says something to me if he's not going to make it.
Yeah.
He only sends regrets.
Yeah, never. Hey, I'm really looking forward to working with you today, guys. It'll be great. See you then. He never does that. It's always, I can't come. I have a meeting.
That's right.
All right, here we go.
Important meeting coming up. Can't do it.
This is really him now. All right, everybody, tuck in. It's time for us to play Battle Royale with our very own good friend from South Carolina itself, Mr. Brian Dunaway. Hello, Brian.
South Carolina itself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, and you sound great.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, hi.
Are you on a fancy microphone? What are you doing there today? What do you got there?
A fancy microphone. I mean, I'm at home today.
Oh.
Does that count?
Yeah, that's probably why.
Got to be it.
Yeah.
Yep, it's your film sack microphone we're hearing you
It's
on.
your films. Oh, in that case, oh, hi. This week on Film Sack, we watched
Harry Butt McGillicuddy.
Yes, go. Yes, please.
Continue.
we watched Battle Beyond the Stars something.
Yep, it's just Battle Beyond the Stars. That's it.
That's it.
That's the whole thing. It was bad, but good in a film set
In
kind of way.
3D.
You know, every week we get one or two people that write in and go, why don't you guys ever want to watch good movies? And I'm like, no, we do. We have good movies we watch.
Great movies.
Right. The show's point isn't just to watch trash. And sometimes we don't know it's trash till we see it. And sometimes we think it's trash and then we watch it and we kind of like it. So,
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah. No, I think I
whatever.
think what he wanted was not necessarily like saying that we don't do that enough on, or don't do that on Film Sack. I think he wanted a separate podcast where we bring a favorite movie to the table and we all watch it and talk about
Go
it.
in with the expectations
Uh-huh.
of goodness, right? Instead of the expectations of we don't know or probably
Right,
not.
exactly. Which we've done a couple times with like Breakfast Club and
Yeah,
and
lots
things
of
like
times.
that.
Wait.
You know-
Was it Breakfast Club or Breakfast?
It's breakfast. Did Brian say breakfast?
Breakfast.
Say breakfast.
Well, he's a big Brack fan. So what are you going to do?
I do like Brack.
Brack's
yes.
pretty great. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. All right. Hey, on the line with us, we have a very patient listener. He's been on here a whole 3 minutes already, and we haven't even said any sort of hi to them. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Amy Robinson, or Red Fraggle in the chat.
Oh my gosh,
Hey,
Amy!
Amy.
Amy has been around forever. ELR days, Amy is what I call you in the back of my head. How the heck are you? You doing all right these days?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited. This is the first time I've ever actually gotten through.
Oh wow! So you've
But-
tried
Oh,
before.
wow.
I'm glad you got in. Then I'm glad I picked you. So I grabbed your call before we even had Dunaway, and I thought, was this too early to get somebody? But I'm really glad we did now because it's great to hear your voice. Amy's rad, and we're going to try to help you win something. But Brian, you're going to have to explain it and tell her what she could win.
Totally gonna have to do that. So, Amy, I'm gonna be giving Scott and Brian a topic. They're gonna go back and forth, giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win will go to the other player. Your job is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you're playing for a couple of prizes from the Steam Closet. Number one, from Kyle Berry.
Steam Closet.
Steam closet.
All right,
You know,
I'm going to let it go.
I go in there and I come out, and my hair's all frizzy. From Kyle Berry, you're getting a copy of Grim Fandango Remastered. And from Matthew Bach, a copy of Chess Ultra. That's where the chess pieces have weapons and they kill each other.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That's cool.
It sounds like it could be, right? You
Yeah,
know, Chess
it might-
Ultra.
It very well might be. I don't know. Never heard of it. All right.
It also just could be a video of the famous play by one of the guys from ABBA. I don't know, but
Wow.
in any case,
Deep cut.
you'll spend one night in Bangkok playing Chess Ultra and Grim Fandango Remastered.
Grim Fandango is one of the greatest adventure games ever made. It's so good. It's amazing.
Right.
And the remastered
Yeah, I remember the back in the day playing that on the old Apple Quadra, I believe.
Yeah, it would have been 98, 99,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Anyway, but you don't get those automatically. You have to win them, and I have to give them a
You
topic.
have
so
to
they can click it.
earn them.
Yeah, that's,
That's
right.
right.
Earn.
This one comes to us from Steve Fennell. He says, let's see.
You like
he
the
doesn't
cake?
actually give
like,
much of a
like funnel
What's
cake?
that?
Like funnel cake?
like fennel cake.
Fennel cake.
Fennell.
Okay. All right.
Doesn't taste nearly as good as funnel cake.
Mm-mm.
And
No.
funnel cake.
No,
Yeah.
funnel cake.
Let's make the question today about funnel cake.
Yeah.
I actually had funnel cake the other night because Weight Watchers sent over a recipe for doing funnel cake using Greek yogurt, flour, cinnamon, and you do it in an air fryer as opposed to deep frying it.
Yeah.
And it was all right. It was a little bit doughy. Their recipe did not have us cook it long enough.
I could tell the way it was going. Yeah.
Yeah,
funnel-
it
it
was.
wasn't
Yeah,
funnel
it wasn't.
cake.
It wasn't funnel cake.
It was-
It totally wasn't.
It was like trash on a plate, is what it was.
It really was. It was like a little doughy trash on a plate. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, well, speaking of film sack, the movie Clue,
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
which came out back in 1985. Specifically, not the movie, but the game. But we were talking about Clue the other day, so I thought, all right, this is a good time to bring this one in. There are, a lot of people, places, and weapons from the game Clue. I want to know
Okay.
how many of those you can name, and the fact that you can pull
the
from any of
game or
those
the
three.
movie?
The game.
Because I mean, they
The
kind of
game.
crossed over. Okay,
the
just
game.
the game.
The
Okay.
game. We're
Right,
really
gotcha,
talking
gotcha,
about the
gotcha.
game.
Yeah.
The movie
Right.
came up yesterday, but really we're talking about the game.
Yeah.
He didn't give any sort of further explanation. So I want to know names, weapons, and rooms.
All right. I'm super nervous about this because I haven't played Clue in a billion years.
Right.
So it'll be interesting.
I mean, a million years? Come on.
Okay.
A million years.
A couple thousand years.
All right. Amy, now that you've heard their level of confidence, who do you think is going to win this one? And who do you want to start?
Well, I guess I will go with Dunaway to win. I'll stick with my southeastern connection there.
Oh,
And
nice.
Scott to
Okay, I will begin this horrible trek toward losing.
Please do.
So items and characters, right?
Items and characters and locations.
And
Rooms,
locations, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, I remember Colonel Mustard is impossible for me to forget. So Colonel
There you
Mustard.
Played by Martin Mull in the movie, if I remember correctly. Colonel Mustard,
Mhm.
and we are off to the races.
Colonel Mustard with the candlestick.
All right.
Just Brian's.
God, this almost would have been a great way to do this, right? Is to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
you guys come up
each
with
piece, yeah.
combinations
yeah. That
and
would've
not
been all right.
repeat any of the three items
Oh my
during the
God.
whole
It was Colonel Mustard with the candlestick in the boop.
Yep, in the poop.
in the poop.
Boop.
Oh,
In
the
the
poop.
poop. Very good. Candlestick is a correct weapon. Yes.
All right. Oh, I hope they don't forget this. Well, okay, I know another person. There's somebody, Mr. No, hold on.
Mister.
I don't remember if there was a
Great
couple.
80s band, Mr. Mister.
Mr. Mister was great. Mrs. I think it's a Mrs. and there is no husband.
Just watch it. You probably remember the movie better. Just kind of think about some of the characters
Yeah,
in the
there you go.
movies.
I barely
mean,
remember the movie. I don't remember anything. I'm not
Because they-
one of those. Everybody
they
loves
parallel.
Clue. I don't love Clue. It's not my favorite thing.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's okay.
love Clue.
It's okay. It's
I'm
not-
one of those people too in Clue that writes down everything.
Mm.
Like, whatever other people are asking and responses, it's like, okay, so they might have one of those three. So I put a little mark next to that for that person, and then that
mhm.
person didn't respond to that one, so they might have that. And yeah, I go deep on
You
that.
Have
go
you guys
hard.
been playing that new video game, Among Us?
Among Us? Yeah, no, but it's on Game Pass, and I was tempted, but I haven't picked it up.
Yeah, and it's on the phone too. There's a free version of it on the phone, and it's kind of like a modern day Clue.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a video game Clue I don't mind, or things like it. It's something about the board game I never got into, and I really don't like the movie. So I don't know. I'm kind of.
Oh, you suck.
I know. I was more of a murder by death guy. I like that movie.
Well, yeah, I mean that was
Murder by death.
that was a lot more well done, but only had one ending,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
what made that movie
Right.
That make that movies. All movies with one ending suck.
All movies with one ending suck.
There you go.
Scott, would you please say something?
Just pick anything.
Mrs. Peacock. I remember a
Mrs.
Mrs. Peacock.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep, Eileen Brennan, I think, in the movie.
Yep,
I might be right, but,
yeah.
is that right?
Yeah, she
Okay.
had those funky glasses, right?
She did. Yep,
Wasn't that her? Yeah.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure. All right.
I'm going with Colonel Mustard with the candlestick
Uh huh.
in the study.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
You were like really.
I was really
You were
hoping he was
making
going to
Scott's
screw that up.
eyebrows arch.
Yeah.
when you did that.
I was getting excited that you were going to pull one of me. All right.
Well, one of
well,
me.
Yeah, I am really kind of regretting not doing it as you have to name three
Right.
things all at once, but it could have ended very.
Oh my
quickly,
God!
but-
Quickly, I mean, because
Yeah.
there's only that would be three,
There are
so then
only
you got to go
six.
number
Yeah.
exactly number of
Yeah.
characters times the weapons times the locations.
Exactly. There's 6 weapons, 6 people, and I think 8 locations, 9 locations,
Nine
maybe.
locations. Is that right?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah, because it's a 3x3 room board. Yes.
all right. Isn't there a pipe wrench or a wrench? Some kind of wrench?
There is a pipe wrench or spanner from the UK.
Some kind of
If you're playing Cluedo, it's a
Cluedo.
it's a spanner,
Yeah. That's one of those like
Interesting.
wrenches with a little spinny thing at the top where you.
an adjustable wrench.
Which is why it's a
Yes.
spanner, I guess, in other
Right.
cultures. Yeah.
No, I think all wrenches are
Oh,
referred to as spanners in the
oh,
UK.
they are. Oh, weird.
Yeah,
Even like
whether they're
even-
adjustable or not, I think.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I thought I learned a thing, but then I didn't learn what I thought I learned, but then I actually learned another thing, which is all wrenches are called spanners. Assuming Brian's
Right.
giving me good information.
Assuming I'm correct, and
Yeah.
Zoe from the UK will absolutely correct me on that if that's not the case.
Yeah.
Miss Peacock with the wrench in the conservatory.
Conservatory.
It's always like saying the conservatory.
Yes.
Conservatory.
You can't get all you can't play Clue unless if you say the stuff like that. You have to announce it and always drag it out.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
See, I really struggle with the rooms. I don't know what they are.
So I love the little props in Clue. I love the little
Mhm.
I love the little envelope.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, who did it?
Mhm.
Let me
Mhm.
open my little envelope here and
Looks like a little manila folder.
yeah, like it.
Like they had that in the house the whole time. They could have
Yeah.
just looked at that. Why didn't they go?
Okay, well,
over
yeah,
there?
exactly. I don't. Stupid Clue, folks.
Stupid Clue. All right.
I mean, is there like a. Oh, this is such a guess.
Okay.
Is there a drawing room?
There is not a drawing.
Shit!
Aw,
room. A
that's
drawing
too
room.
bad. Could have went with something silly like I don't know anything else,
Yeah,
like a kitchen or
exactly. They're actually rooms that you have in your house, Scott.
right.
Well, wait a minute. So well, yeah, but I don't call anything the conservatory. That's why I thought it was all Heidi-Twitty
Oh.
names, like
Well, I
drawing
didn't.
room.
No. Conservatory is just fun for me to say. I just like
Yeah.
saying conservatory
The mezzanine.
anytime.
Like, what else do they got? Kitchen? Did I miss kitchen?
Ballroom, dining
Yeah, kitchen.
room.
Yeah. Library.
Cellar. Cellar is the room in the center where the envelope goes. The
Right.
billiard room, the library, the lounge, the hall.
The hall.
The library. I knew that. Why didn't
You
I
could have
say
went with a
library?
weapon.
Just
Surely you
good
would have thought
passage.
like knife or gun. I mean,
Oh, the
Uh-huh.
game has a
Come
gun?
on.
I didn't know it had
Yeah.
a gun.
A revolver, a rope, lead pipe,
Yeah,
dagger,
yeah.
a knife.
I
And then
almost
the
said
other
rope.
people you could have said.
All right. Who are they?
Mrs. White, Professor Plum, mister
Mhm.
Green, or Reverend Green in the
Green.
UK,
Oh, we
or
didn't know
Miss
that.
Scarlet,
Miss
and
Scarlet.
of course Mr.
Miss
Body, the
Scarlet.
dead body, who was named Dr. Black.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought about that. That's a good point.
Mr.
Yeah.
Body. That's
They introduced
amazing.
a few new people, and we're not even going to talk about the new people. We're talking classic Clue, but
Yeah,
you
didn't
didn't
they
get
do,
that
like-
far.
Mm.
Didn't they do like a reboot of the Clue thing too? Did
They had
do
a
like
Dr.
new-
Orchid,
That's it.
and there was another
Dr. Orchid.
Larry
That's like
Lavender or something.
that's
or
like an old school
Larry
Bond
Lavender. Is that
villain.
what you said?
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, there was a
Peter Purple.
Larry Lavender.
purple, right? Exactly.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I murdered him in the billiards room because
Well, here's what all of this proves.
with a cue stick.
This all proves that I don't have any
Aw.
real clue in my life. And that's,
Nah.
I don't mean that as a joke. Like, literally, I don't play Clue. I don't like that movie. Like, it's one of the worst topics I could have
That's
been handed.
great. I love that movie. Yeah, but how do you feel about Clue?
He
I love
likes
the
it.
movie too.
When-
Just,
when
did we
but
sack
more
it?
as like a hammy kind of
Oh, well,
cheeseball
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
It's fun.
We sacked it. God, that probably was within the first 100 episodes we sacked.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Right.
Something like that.
That's one of those comedies that kind of like is so much fun to watch them kind of run room to room, and
It's zany.
it is zany. There you go.
It's
There's-
pretty- it's pretty
zany
zany.
madcap comedy
Yeah. I'm going to look at quicksack.com and tell us exactly.
with Christopher Lloyd
Yeah.
and Martin Mull, Eileen Brennan.
Clue. Here we go.
Was there a Tilly, either a Meg or a Jennifer in there?
There was
Oh.
perhaps a Tilly.
Nurse Kelly Nakahara from MASH, I think, is the.
Oh yeah,
Is
she was
the
in there.
cook?
That was weird,
Yep.
right? That was a weird thing to find out. All right, so it's a little not within our first 100, but just close to it. 138. We recorded it Sunday, November 4th. Sorry. So Sunday, November 4th, 2012,
Okay.
and it was a hell of a thing. Still available on FilmSack. Check it out, filmsack.com.
Right around Election Day 2012. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, Amy, how do you feel about you? Absolutely backed the right horse here. Nice work on that.
right.
Well, you gave me a kind of a clue earlier, no pun intended, but when you were talking about that you didn't like the movie Clue, so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's not good
Yeah.
for this one.
No, that was a good call. I think you made the right choice. And here's the other choice you have to make. Hop on an email program of your choosing. Send Brian an email. Coverville@gmail.com. He will send you your prizes, and you too
It
will
was-
play chess. What, Brian? What?
Right. It was Ibit in the Gmail with the Steam game code.
All
Steam
along.
code.
It was him
Nicely
all
done.
along. Nicely done.
Scott, what I know you like. There are a lot of modern tabletop games you like, but what of the classic tabletop games do you like? Because we know you don't. We know you have a deep hatred for Monopoly. Now we know you don't like Clue.
Okay, this
Pretty
is a
much any
good
board
question.
game, it sounds like.
No. I liked a lot of board
Do you
games.
like Sorry? Because you got like the poppin', right? That's the best.
I don't think I ever.
Sorry, didn't have Trouble had the pop up.
Trouble.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I always get Sorry and Trouble mixed up. Yep.
I
you're
liked.
right.
So we did. So here's the thing, though. We did play a lot of Monopoly as a kid. I just never liked it.
Trouble.
We played Stratego. I liked
Ah.
that.
Okay.
And
Cheesy.
I liked Risk, but now I really dislike Risk. But at the time, at the time
You're
I
risk
liked it.
averse now.
Yeah, I'm very risk averse now. The reason I liked it then is because I didn't know what I know now, which is that game is all RNG. It's all random chance, all of it.
Right.
And I hate
Right.
games like
Yeah.
that. So not my favorite thing in the world. I mean, honestly, I wasn't a huge tabletop gamer as a kid. There'd be family games. We played Life, and
Yeah.
when I was real little, my dad would pull out Chutes and Ladders or whatever. So there was games
What about
like that.
What about Connect 4?
Connect 4 is okay, except to
Pretty
me
sneaky, sis.
that was more of
Pretty
a
sticky, sis.
that was more of a weird. I don't know. There was too much physicality to that thing. It just I don't know.
Did you ever rage quit to Connect 4? You just pulled a little lever.
Oh no! Oh, you were so close to a win, and I accidentally bumped that little train.
Oh, did I hit the thing with my? Oh, so sorry. My sweater snagged the pull.
Yeah, I mean,
Clever.
I played D&D in junior high, so there's that. I did. What was it called? What's the one with the
Battleship?
it had a volcano in the middle, and it did volcano
Oh.
shit.
No one had that game, you
Secrets
weirdo.
of Fire Island or something like,
Like that, it
that.
was like that, something like that. I remember that being
yeah,
fun.
right. Fire Festival, the game.
Yeah,
Oh God.
it's where you,
I love. Did you guys ever play like occasionally you get
Fireball.
super excited?
That's it. Yeah.
Fireball Island. You get super excited about a board game that was tied into an intellectual property, and like, oh yeah, this is gonna be so cool.
yeah,
Mhm.
And then you
Yeah.
get it home and it's a bunch of cardboard cutouts.
Hot
It's this
garbage.
trash.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this absolute
Yeah.
hot.
That's
garbage.
different these
Was
days.
there-
We're finally good at that now. Now games are good
Mhm.
tie-in.
Yeah,
licenses.
really
Absolutely.
good.
That Back to the Future game is the tabletop game. I haven't played the card game, but the tabletop game is great.
Yeah.
The Shining game we just got, and that is
Oh,
fantastic and
I haven't
scary
heard
as
of
hell.
that.
Yeah.
Really? I want to know about the Shining
Yes.
game. Is that the one Dan talked about that, right? Didn't we talk about that or did we
No, I think this was something that my son got for me for my birthday
Oh.
a couple months
Oh,
ago, last
nice.
month. And
Remember that time you was almost in a movie, Dad?
yeah, exactly, that's why he got it for me. Here's a little
Right.
reminder of the life you
Here's-
could have led.
Does it have is,
So
there a
evil.
is there a mechanic in there where you hit Scatman Carruthers with an axe as he tries to come in and save
No,
everybody?
it's funny. The artwork is there's some artwork in there that definitely references the movie. You've got the twins, you've got the elevator opening up and blood starting to gush out on the cards. But there's a lot of stuff that's like that's clearly not a picture of Jack Nicholson. That's clearly, kind of a weird Danny Torrance lookalike,
like
not
right.
quite the kid from the movie. And
Probably
Oh God,
too
there's not like
expensive.
a card with like the lady in the tub who.
no,
slowly
we don't get
deteriorates
the.
into
Oh no, I take that back. There is the gross lady in a tub
Apparition.
card. There
Oh.
actually is a card that's got gross lady in a tub.
It's probably-
Naked hugging.
Licenses are really expensive, so if you want somebody's face, you pay huge money for that. So I'm guessing
Mm-hmm.
they decided not to pay that money, and just instead make book versions of the whoever they saw the characters as.
Exactly. But it's a great game, and basically you're playing against the house. The house is trying to.
Well, the house always wins.
House always wins.
Yeah.
That's true. It's what I've heard all these
Right.
years.
And always bet on black is
Yeah.
another thing I've always heard.
Yeah, I've heard that
Yeah.
too. I was in a plane once, and Wesley Snipes said it. Yes, Brian. It done well.
Oh, Ibit, did you say you had a favorite board game? Did you say the one that
Oh,
you
a
liked?
favorite board game?
Yeah, from your childhood. Not
my
some of this,
childhood.
not some of these new things, not these newfangled board games. I'm talking old Parker Brothers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I was two games that I loved as a kid. Monopoly was one of them. The other one was Dungeon with an exclamation point.
Mm.
Oh.
Loved playing that game, and you just basically went through the whole board was a dungeon with different rooms. You'd go in, you'd attack things, you'd get loot, and that game was just such a blast.
It sounds
And I
good.
think they came out with a remake of it recently, and I might.
That sounds like I've never heard of that one. Dungeon with an exclamation mark. So did you ever ask like, "Hey, can we play Dungeon?" And they look at you and you go, "Oh, "The one with the exclamation mark." And
I
they
say
go,
Dungeon.
Mhm.
That's all I say.
Dungeon!
Let's play
Oh.
Dungeon.
Yeah. I also liked chess. I just liked chess. I played a lot of chess when I was a kid. Except it was on my brother's busted ass chessboard that had an extra
Right,
had an
exactly.
extra
Oh,
stripe in it.
God.
Yeah, remember that? He built it
I
in
also
woodshop.
liked checkers.
No, I
What
did.
about
I played
checkers?
You know what else I like? Chinese checkers. Those were fun.
Chinese checkers.
Yeah. All the balls, the
Man
Not
call-
correct anymore, Scott.
the It wasn't that. Did no other kids play chess when they were younger? Come on, someone
Actually,
did.
I played a
I
lot.
did, but I didn't get it. Okay, so if you had to spend a night party, it wouldn't be like, "Hey guys, let's break out the chessboard
Let's
and
play a
some
game that only
chess."
two of us can play at one time, and you guys can
Right.
all sit around and watch us play it.
No, a long
I was-
ass game too. At that, come on.
Yeah.
I was big on Othello and backgammon too.
Othello
George
is
and
good.
I, we used to. Those are the two games we would play constantly. My uncle George and I, and we actually had. He probably still has it. A record of how much money I owe him, because he'd say it was just for fun, but then he'd hit the doubling cube and he'd make points and stuff like that, and be like, "All right, so now you're up to $11,633 or something like that with backgammon."
Nice.
You also need to understand my house was full of arcade games growing up, and so that distraction was enough to have you never play board games again. Like if there was an
well,
ar-
yeah, sure, that
Whatever.
makes sense.
if you had an
Whatever.
asteroids, look, if you had an asteroids or a Pac-Man or a Donkey Kong in your house, which would you rather do? Play Shoots and Ladders or Donkey Kong? You're gonna play Donkey Kong. That's what you
You
do.
didn't have one the entire time. Most of the board games I played, I was like under 8, 9,
Hey
maybe.
family, let's
10.
all get together and watch me play Donkey Kong.
Right.
I had-
but, oh,
No, you
God,
gotta.
I love you. I love you now, and I'd hang out with you every day of the week. But man,
Donkey Kong had two. Donkey
As
Kong
a
had a
kid?
two-player mode. Had a two-player mode, so you could have two of you on there. And
did
besides,
you have friends?
yes, I did, and they all came over to play my arcade games. And here's the
Did
thing.
you let them play them?
They were, oh yeah, I was popular then. But you got to understand, I was like 9 when this started. So
Right.
79, yeah, it was right around then. My dad got the first Space Invaders in the house, and from then on, all the way up through like 86, garage, basement, full of arcade games, all on free play.
Hey,
whatever you
Ibit.
want.
Ibit,
Yeah.
Ibit, come over here. We're the
We'll play
that's-
board games together.
play board games together. We'll have.
I'm telling you, you guys, if you would have been faced with an entire arcade in your house, you would have chosen the arcade.
I would have chosen
Whatever,
arcade,
Ricky Schroeder. Now everybody gets a train through their house.
I would love
Look it
to.
up, kids.
That's what I wanted, is a train through the house. That never happened. All right. Well, speaking of a train through the house, Brian Dunaway is that of sorts. He'll be. Oh my gosh! You know what I just realized? Do you remember when I paused because we couldn't get Dunaway on right away?
Right.
This whole time,
I never
you
started it
unpaused?
again. That's okay because
Wow.
the show is still recording.
Didn't record any of it. Oh,
It's-
by the way, Discord was like in the middle of going, "Oh, welcome back. I got a few things to update. Be there momentarily." I was like, "Ah, crap."
Yeah, it'll happen. But no, it's good because my backup is recording everything, so it's not a big deal. But
Cool.
still, I'm annoyed.
AKA Twitch.
Yeah, aka Twitch. Well done, Twitch. All right, let's see. I better mark this where it started happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can
I would
fix
do
that
that.
later. Anyway, hey, Dunaway, he'll be on Film Sack this weekend, and of course, that'll be fun. I don't know what we're doing. I forgot.
Well, will it? Or what are we watching this week?
I forgot. One of the. We're not doing Rambo. We decided against it. What was the other one?
Oh, do I have to look it up?
I don't
Oh, wow,
remember.
we were trying to stall for time. We thought that's what you was doing.
I really didn't know.
Oh,
we're not
Randy usually does this.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
we're not. I'm not allowed a keyboard and monitor and whatnot.
Hey,
Oh
you're-
wow, he's really cleared out the. Let's see here. The world is not enough.
Oh right.
Oh, that's right.
that
James
garbage.
Bond.
That garbage James Bond movie.
Yeah,
Right.
kind of not looking forward to it. But hey, I look forward to talking to these guys because that's always fun. That's Film Sack this weekend, and Brian Dunaway and I will be back to the Boop Show next Monday. Thanks for letting us have a holiday, everybody. Brian Dunaway, everybody. You can
Scott
find him at
Johnson, everybody.
The Brian Dunaway on Twitter. Goodbye. All right. Good Lord. All right, we have time for one news story, I think. So
Okay.
I'm just going to do it. It's time for the news brought to you by.
Brought to you by Coverville, where today we'll be doing something else because I'm pushing Coverville to tomorrow because of the Labor Day holiday. Tomorrow's episode will focus on the 45th birthday of Mark Ronson and the 35th birthday of Bruno Mars. They work together with a song called Uptown Funk, but beyond that, they've got a bunch of songs that are covered. So that's going to be the little connective tissue that joins them together with all these other songs on either side of it, covering each of them individually.
Nice.
That's coming up tomorrow, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at twitch.tv/Coverville. Take a break today. Do something fun. Call your mother and then join us tomorrow for Coverville.
Nice. All right, this story out of Kentucky. A Kentucky driver pulled over after an officer spots his hand-drawn license plate. Oh, Kentucky.
Nice.
Kentucky, what are you doing? Anyway.
I don't have Cork Express.
I gotta draw it with my hand. It's like that when I worked at Chi-Chi's and they made you wear a mandatory shirt in the back kitchen area which had the logo on it, and they all fit terribly. They were too tight and they were awful. So I made my own. I made a shirt that was comfortable. I found a blank shirt that was comfortable, and then I Sharpied on the logo the best I could so it looked like the real one. And for about a week and a half, I got away with it until someone noticed, and they went, "Wait a minute, you wrote that? Take that off and put it on."
That's
the real one."
hilarious.
Yeah.
If anyone could pull it off, though, I mean, you'd be able to, right? I mean, the not pulling off the T-shirt, but actually pulling off making it look like the right T-shirt.
Yeah, I got away with it. It was also at the height of I was like 86, 87, so I was like really, thinking I was some badass artist. I thought I was good. I was bad, but I thought I was good. So sometimes thinking you're good means you can get stuff done, and that's what I did for a week and a half. And my manager never noticed. He was like, whatever. Or if he did, he didn't say anything. I don't know. And this was the manager that brushed his teeth 8 times a day. He had some kind of tooth condition that if he didn't always brush his teeth many times a day, his teeth just decayed. They were
Really?
They
Just
were
like
weird.
he's like a Benjamin Button, like hyperspeed tooth decay guy, or
Yeah.
he was just afraid of that sort of thing.
No, he had a condition and was told by his dental practitioners to just brush all the time. It was a special kind of toothpaste, special kind of brush. I forgot the name of the condition. It was some weird condition. So he was always, if he was ever mad at me, it was me standing outside of an employee bathroom while he's in there going, listen, you got to stop doing this right now.
brushing.
Yeah, listen, the kimchi, or not kimchi, the chimichanga never belongs on the floor, or whatever. Anyway, I don't know
It'd be
why.
great if kimchi, if Chi-Chi's sold kimchi and it was called Kimchi Cheese.
Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? I opened a new thing of kimchi yesterday, and it might be a little off, but I love it so much.
Ooh. How can you tell with kimchi?
Well, if it's a little, the more vinegary it is, the
Yeah.
more it's starting to go in a direction that may not be great in a while. But for the most part, it's still okay.
toxic.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Stinks a little bit. Anyway,
Yeah.
Kentucky driver pulled over after he did this thing. It happened in Millersburg, Kentucky, just northeast of Lexington. If you've seen, what was that show called? Raylan Givens.
I don't know.
Justified.
Oh, Justified. Sure.
Yeah, if you've seen
That's right, I guess that
Justified,
was-
you know all about Lexington and the police department there. Police did not release the name of the driver, but they said they pulled him over after an officer noticed that something just didn't seem right about this man's license plate.
that he misspelled Kentucky.
Yeah. Whoops. It says, here, I'll show you this chat room. You'll love this
It's
picture.
not spelled with an I, sir. It's not Kentucky.
Yeah. It's not
Oh, do they have a
Kentucky.
picture of the license plate?
They do, and it's great. Like this guy, it's actually pretty
Oh,
good.
It's not bad.
Yeah. As license plates go, it's not bad.
A lot of effort.
Yeah. Because look, he's got even one of those things at the bottom that's part of the plate, not part of the holder, not the actual plate, the
Right,
bourbon
yes.
part. He's got the Kentucky logo crap up there, even a trademark up there.
Yep. It looks like he started doing blue for the top of the K and the T and then moved to the black Sharpie.
Yep. Like he's trying to shade it like there's a transition. I probably should look at a real one to compare, but I think it's not bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Anyway, police say the driver didn't have any insurance.
Bourbon is a county in Kentucky, so that's why
Oh, do they put their counties right on their
I
plates?
guess they must put their counties on the plates. Yeah.
We don't do that here. Weird.
That's a lot of work.
What about what we're doing now? We used to be Greatest Snow on Earth, and there was a little skier guy. Then we
Well,
did
Ski Utah, I remember.
Yep, we had Ski Utah that for a while, and then we had Delicate Arch. So then they went full desert south of state stuff. And now I don't think it's anything cool. I think it's probably dumb now. I don't know what it is. I should look at the back of my car and tell you. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway,
I'm pulling up a copy of a regular Kentucky license plate for you to look at.
oh, this would be good. Toss it in the deal there when you get a second there.
I'll put in the deal. Put in the deal there, right under the
Oh, there it
Ryan
is.
Reynolds video that you sent me.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is obviously a lot more.
Yeah. So really, it's like a little indentation where you put a sticker of your county.
The sticker of the
did
county.
he go so far as to write Bluegrass State above?
No,
If he
it looks
did,
like
you can't really see it,
Yeah, if he did, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It looks.
Did a pretty good job of drawing the shape of the state. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he forgot the little licensing number thing in the corner.
Oh yeah. So he drew a picture of a license plate with expired tags.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's it's illegal, and don't do illegal things, everybody. But I gotta say,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
His handiwork's not bad.
Yeah. If you're trying to get away with that, you did all right there, dude. Go have some bourbon in Bourbon, Kentucky.
He really kind of blew the horse's neck. I do like that he trademarked, like he took the time to write the little TM next to Kentucky, the Y next to
Yeah, which is great because what a great transition. We're about to have Tom Merritt on, whose initials are TM.
Oh, he's a TM. He's
Yeah.
a trademark.
Yep, he's coming in after the song. Speaking of which, we got to have that first. So here's a song presented to you by Brian Ibbett with Care. Brian, tell us what music we're going to hear.
Sure. Well, I only want you to play this song once, Scott, even
Okay.
though it's Dublin.
I get it. I get what you did.
This is a four-piece alternative indie band from Dublin, Ireland. Kath on vocals and guitar, Shane on guitar.
If they want to take me on, I'm delighted. Come and get me.
What's a hologram to do?
You can't spell the morning stream without remonstrating. This is the morning stream.
We are back was very ethereal. I liked it.
It is. It's a shoegazy pop, which if you like that kind of thing, then check out bands like Lush and Mazzy Star and
Oh, I didn't know that had
Things like
a
that.
name. I gotta look. I gotta write that down. Shoegazy.
shoegazy, or shoegaze pop, shoegazing pop.
Easy or shoegaze.
Heavily flanged guitars, little echoey, reverby vocals, stuff like that.
I dig that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Chills
Good
me
stuff.
out. Makes me chill
Mhm.
out. All right. Speaking of chilling out, Tom Merritt on his way in here.
He makes me chill out.
Well, he's a pretty chill dude. Turns out. Pretty chill guy. Here's his thing that we always do. Where is it?
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is, of course, Tom Merritt, who joins us every Wednesday to talk about technology and the goings-on in the world of tech. Tom Merritt, good morning.
I think Microsoft should have itself checked out because they're doing a slow trickle of news over the past 2 days.
They really have. And man, on the Xbox
A weak
front...
stream of news.
Yeah, it's true. On the Xbox front, it feels like everything must go. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Everything must go.
Is it really that cheap? I
Well,
guess it's kind of cheap.
here's my take. Just real quick. I don't want to overrun whatever you had planned, but I'll tell you this about the Xbox leaks and then official confirmations. The Xbox Series X and S, we now have prices and release dates for November 11th, and the
November
S...
10th.
I say 11th? I meant
Yep.
10th. Why did I say 11th? Oh, because November 11th, 2011, so 11/11/11 is the famous day when Skyrim was released, and it always sticks with me as the thing I default to.
Yeah, November 10th, pre-orders September 22nd.
Yeah,
Carry on.
There you go. Anyway, the S, which is a digital only, no discs or any of that, version of the Xbox Series X, but pared down to do 1440p instead of 4K, smaller hard drive. Beyond that, pretty much the same specs-wise. That smaller hard drive is actually an issue. But anyway, given that it's all digital, $299, that's crazy. That's the cost of the PlayStation 1 launched at that. That's the cost of a current PlayStation 2. Like, that's an insanely low introductory price for
Switch.
Yes, a Switch. That's a really, really competitive entry-level price. Pair that with Game Pass Ultimate, and you've got a really awesome value. Or, even better, pay $25 a month, and you get the console and Game Pass Ultimate, and for 2 years, you just pay $25 a month, and then you own the console. And they don't do interest. You just can get it that way if that's how you want to do it. That's just insane to me. And then the other one, $499, I guarantee the Series X at $499 is going to undercut whatever Sony's price is. So it just feels really competitive. I'm a little blown away by...
And $35 a month over 24 months.
Oh, right. I
For the
should have
X.
mentioned that. Yeah, which isn't bad. Like it's kind of insane that they're going to... I feel like they are really going for
and
the
let's
throat
throw
here.
in EA Play as part of Game Pass now.
Oh, right. Formerly,
extra charge.
yeah, formerly
Oh,
another
wow, really?
$14 value per month thrown in at no extra charge. And that includes anyone who's already doing it. You don't have to have one of these consoles to get it. You just start getting it if you already have Game Pass, which I do.
you have
Even,
Game Pass, yeah,
even the
yeah.
PC version of Game Pass, which is only $5 a month, gives me access to EA Access on PC, thrown into the same price. So they're going for the throat on services and price in a way I did not see coming, and put Sony in a really interesting place in terms of price and what they're going to have to announce, because they still haven't. So we don't know what PlayStation 5 digital only or PS5, full PS5 is going to cost. So now they're just, there's a little pressure there. The only thing that makes Microsoft the one that people are still a little hesitant on is all their acquisitions of third-party publishers or developers. None of that stuff's come to fruition yet. They're all still making games, and they may be great and they may be incredible, but they're not going to be there at launch. And so their launch lineup outside of third-party stuff is a little sparse compared to Sony's. Sony's got some decent first-party stuff ready to go day one. Now, launch titles don't make a console for its lifetime, certainly, but that's really their only hang-up. Otherwise, I think this is competitive and crazy and kind of awesome, and I'm excited that Microsoft's coming out with their fists out. So, Tom, thoughts, feelings? What do you think?
Yeah, it was great being with you. Thanks for having me. Good segment.
Thanks for being on my video game show. I appreciate it.
No, man. Yeah, I mean, you wrapped it up nicely. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess what I would add is I thought it was interesting that Microsoft didn't have an announcement for any of this stuff. And I assume they're still going to have some big launch announcement before September 22nd to kind of drum up, more excitement. We definitely want some specs on the Xbox Series X. We haven't got those official. We haven't got new ones officially on that yet.
Yeah.
But there's not much left to announce, really. Like they just sort of, slowly dripped this stuff out, and it started on Sunday with Windows Central and a few other folks like Walking Monkey, is that the name? On Twitter, just sort of saying like, well, hey, we've got these leaks, and Microsoft going, yeah, no, that's all right. And then a leak of their promo video, and then Microsoft going, yeah, fine, we'll put that up on our YouTube. Not a problem.
Yeah.
And then today, like, here's the Xbox Series X price. Why not? Like, such a weird, different way of doing it than the traditional, like, we're gonna have an announcement on the Xbox on Friday. So just come on in, everybody, get excited and stay tuned. Like, I don't know. Do you think that's smart?
Well, it definitely leads credence to the there's always a faction of voices that say, "Oh, these leaks were intentional. This is them doing it a sneaky way or whatever."
Yeah.
And so maybe it lends some credence to that because they, they're I think they're benefiting from the under table hype of it in a way that Sony is
planned
now,
or not doesn't really matter. I mean, that's all salacious, and you can get all into your conspiracy theories and stuff, and maybe that's fun for you, maybe that's not. But in the end, it doesn't matter if they came up with the plan Sunday or before that.
Right.
To me, what's interesting is I feel like this got more attention and lasted as a story longer than if they'd actually done an official announcement.
I agree. That's funny how that works. It's like they sensed the slight viral smell of it and decided to ride the wave. And I think that was probably the smart thing to do.
And whether they planned that or just took advantage of it, either way, it seems to have worked.
Seems like a win either way. Here's the other thing they have to do, though, and that is this. That $299 model is, I think, going to be the big seller. The thing is, both Sony and Microsoft at this stage for November launch, the catering is going to be to the hardcores who were going to get it no matter what. Right? Those are the ones.
Right.
The parents who buy
catering has to have wrapped sandwiches now because of the pandemic, but it's still going to be there.
Right. But the kids who want stuff for Christmas, or parents who want to buy stuff later for birthdays or whatever the holdoff is, Microsoft suddenly has very compelling options in both a $299 flat rate pick it up or the $25 over 2 years, which, by the way, makes the console only cost $240 because if you combine it and figure out what the Game Pass savings is plus the console savings, it's a no-brainer if you do the math for the payment one. In fact, if you know you're going to play that thing for 2 years, you should do that, not just even if you have the cash. Pay the monthly. There's no interest. And
because you'd be paying $15 a month anyway for Game Pass Ultimate. I mean, maybe you wouldn't, right? That's always the fallacy here. It's like, well, maybe I wouldn't pay for that at all. But if you were going to, if you knew you were going to, it's just an extra $10 a month for 24 months. It's $240.
Yeah, $240. Like, it's a no-brainer. So what their job is now, in my mind, is to get that kind of weird, obscure information that's new about this generation, new about this model, and get that out to the people who are going to spend the money during the holiday season. And that's not always just us who are tied into Twitter, tied into social media, who are seeing these reports and finding out why something's trending or whatever. It's got to be the public at large. So I think they have a job ahead of them, and maybe they've got a bunch of ad spend they're doing on TV and stuff. We just don't know yet. But now that we have a date that's out, like, I expect that stuff to hit soon. I think it's just, I mean, Sony's coming into this very strong, and they're probably going to do really well. And I'm as excited about the PS5 as anybody. But there is an opportunity here to there's a little heat on them now, right? Where they can't just be comfortable in the top spot with all this expectation that people just get a PlayStation and that's it.
It's competitive.
It's very competitive. I really, really like it. I think they came out with some guns blazing, even though it felt all leaky. It somehow worked in their advantage. So anyway, as you can tell, I get excited about this part of that business.
Yeah, I know.
And
the other thing that struck me about this is a little bit like my niece trying to figure out how to walk. Microsoft stumbled around for a few years, but finally figured out that, yes, people do want a digital-only console, right?
Yeah.
Even if they say they don't, you just can't make them take that as the only option, right?
Right.
Getting rid of the Blu-ray will cause the small, vocal, angry crowd to shout. So what do? You keep the disc in your top line model, and you come up with a really compelling model that could, I mean, if you make this thing 4K instead of 1440p, this is a top line model, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're 100%.
A couple other tweaks here and there, sure, but this is not a bargain model.
No,
in my opinion.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
a-
That's
this
what makes
is a
it different.
Very good model.
That's what makes it so different, and why I'm so surprised by the price. Because really,
Yeah.
the only difference is that 4K adoption's been slow anyway. 1440p is better than 1080p, but again, that's a number that's not going to appeal to the masses. They're not even going to mainly know
They're not
what
gonna
that
care,
is.
yeah.
They're not going to care. But really good performing box with all the ray tracing, all the new tech, all that stuff is there. The only big difference here is it's still got the fast SSD tech that's going into these things. It's got the blazing fast RAM. All the video capabilities are there up to 1440p instead of 4K. So it's a really awesome box just in that way alone. And then the price justifies the drop in resolution and the drop in hard drive capacity. The hard drive capacity is a big question.
512 NVMe stands for not very massive, eh?
No, I mean not in today's world. What needs to happen there, and this is the problem, okay? Because they already have announced they're gonna have these accessories that are basically Microsoft branded hard drive expansions that you can buy and put on there. Chances are those are going to be high margin, expensive items. So for you to get to a terabyte, which is what the bigger model has, you're probably going to spend another $100 or something.
Do we know the S can support that? I couldn't find confirmation.
Well, you know what? That's
I mean, it
right.
would be
There is
silly
no.
not to,
I agree with you, and it would make no sense because as a digital only model, storage is everything. Of course, there's cloud stuff, and there's also.
I think they're pushing for xCloud. I think that's why it's
Yeah.
only 512. That brings the price down, and it nudges people like, you just want to stream anyway, right?
Yeah,
Come
no, that's
on.
a good point. But backwards compatible with everything they've got up to this point, including
If
all
you're
those
worried
360
about
games.
downloading a bunch of games and keeping them, you're probably going to get the X, not the S.
Yes.
I think that's what Microsoft's saying. I'm not saying that's true because I'm not even sure that's true, but I think that's Microsoft's theory.
Yeah. And also, it looks kind of cool. It's a nice looking little white model with the weird speaker.
Yeah, if it gets hot enough, you could actually cook something on it.
Yeah.
Just turn it over.
You flip it over. It does
Nice
kind of
little
look
hot
like a little I don't know, camp
single
oven.
burner?
Yeah.
A little dorm cooker.
Will they be selling an attachment for gas?
I hope
Yeah,
so. Got to be cooking with gas at this point.
Yeah, it's a dorm cooker.
Anyway,
exactly.
I'm legit excited about this, and it's heating up. Now we'll get, Sony all eyes are on Sony about pricing for their digital and disc models, and I still think more on both of those will be the norm. They'll both cost more because I just don't. Sony doesn't lose money on their
think this
stuff.
is also going to extend the life of the console. I hadn't thought about this till just now.
Yeah.
In the future, the disc models will go away. With still some cries foul, but future models will be, hey, buy this really cheap box with your subscription.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a way to sell subscriptions to people who don't want to have to maintain a box.
Exactly. It'll be it will lean into the subscription model that I'm sure Microsoft has tons of data on. We live in a post-Netflix world. These things are, we got a lot of data on this. And also, there are a lot less people who are crying foul about discs because that's just the natural shift of things.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't bought physical media for anything, and I couldn't tell you how long, except the Switch, because once in a while,
You need something to lick.
Well, I need something to lick, but also there'll be some deal on Amazon, right? Like $25 if you get on Amazon.
It's funny because you can. It's weird how you can get those cheaper than buying something that doesn't take any production. Any plastics, any shipping, anything like that.
Yeah.
That happened with CDs too. Remember when buying a CD sometimes was cheaper than buying the MP3 album? And then
sure.
you just rip it. And,
For a while, Amazon was saying, "Hey, if you buy the CD, we'll just give you all the
Give you the
MP3s for free
MP3.
as well."
Yeah. So we're definitely at that turning point. It feels
Next
like.
console for me will not have a disc player. There's no reason for it.
Yeah, that'd be lame to have one, right?
Yeah.
Except, I know there are people.
If people don't have a Blu-ray player,
we don't have
they
to pick a
have
side, Scott. We could all live in the tent.
Well, even if you don't have a Blu-ray player, that's why I don't even buy Blu-rays anymore. Like even the last
Some
Blu-ray.
people do have a big
Love
library of
American
movies
style.
and
Yeah. No, but more and more of those people are going to rip those. They're going to have Plex
Oh, yeah.
servers. They're going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah.
we're just getting to a place where physical
Eventually,
media is
10 Speed
dumb.
and Brown Shoe will show up on a streaming service.
oh, it better have the deleted footage.
Yeah,
it's been a long time
for the pilot episode. That's the big key because
Yeah.
CBS
That's right.
doesn't own the rights to it.
Yeah, old
And
10
Magruder
speed.
and Hal. We got to make sure we get those in there.
Well, Tom Merritt, apparently that is what we were going to talk about today. So that was a great discussion.
We will definitely talk about. We talked with Lamar Wilson about the first part of this, but that was before Xbox had confirmed the EA Play stuff and the price of the X and the pre-order dates and all that. So we'll be talking about it more today. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, there's also a whole discussion. We probably won't do it on the show, but a whole discussion about EA. EA's basically given up their plan. They had a plan for their dominance in the subscription market, and we saw it start to crumble about a month and a half ago when they started putting their games back on Steam, and everything kind of started pointing to this idea of like, oh, all right, well they just want to sell games and they don't care now where or what. Let's just do it.
And very much like the Cylons in Battlestar Galactica.
Exactly, right?
They kept saying they had a plan, and in the end, it just kind of fizzled out, and you were like, that's how it ends?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was a weird ending. Anyway, Tom Merritt, everybody. Oh, anything else you want to mention before we go today?
Yeah, Theremins for chumps.
Dude, you're telling me. You're telling me.
Oh, don't come at us, Theremin crowd. We're just joking around. We have a great new episode of Current Geek Out, and this time we dive deep into electronic experimental instruments. So the Chapman stick, for instance, is one you may not know about, or the Lindstrument.
Oh, wow.
The Theremin isn't the only one.
I hope Hammond knows about this episode.
Hammond helped us quite a bit on this.
I was going to say,
he edited this episode. He booked this
right,
episode.
of course he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, he had no small part in this, and yeah, it's fantastic. I learned a lot doing the episode. We have some great interviews with people who pioneered these kinds of electronic instruments, and you can hear not only what they were used for and how they developed, but what they're going to be used for, how they're being played today. There's some tech in there. Most of these are open source music.
Yeah.
If that sounds interesting to you, got to check it out. CurrentGeek.com.
Yep, go get it. Get the podcast wherever you get it, and I think you're really going to like it. And I went and made like a giant playlist of Chapman stick music because I
did?
I really like the way that thing sounds. It's cool.
You should share that out with the Current Geek audience. That's cool.
I think I will. I'll put that out soon. There's also a great collection on YouTube and some other stuff I found. So anyway, go check it out, currentgeek.com, and wherever you'll get your podcast. Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on Twitter. See you later for DTNS.
See you then.
Bye now. All right, Brian. We've come to the point of the show where this is in order. Hold on. Nicole Spag not with us today. Still.
No, she is. You didn't see my note right there.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry. Did you text me?
I put it right next to recommendals where it says we have Nicole.
Oh, I haven't looked. All right. Well, we're gonna add
in the show notes.
We're gonna add Nicole. No, it's all good. Let me add her. It's tricky to see this stuff while we're in the middle of it, but
I know.
feel bad.
Sorry.
No. Don't be sad. I should have texted her before the
you're
show.
reading from this anyway sometimes, so it's
all good. All right. Well, I'm not playing that then. That's stupid. I'm playing this. Joining us now from Colorado and the home of teaching kids at home.
Nope.
Oh, they're in school
Nope.
now. Never mind. They're in school.
That's the only reason why I'm here.
I was gonna say it's probably why we have you is because
yeah, you got
kids are-
a sweet spinny camera though. That's pretty sweet.
What's going on with the camera?
I don't know.
Like,
what am I, your tech support? Just kidding.
I know.
I kid. Mark did it. Mark did it.
I blame Discord.
Oh, all right.
I'm hitting the button.
All right. I think Mark screwed it up. Let's just blame Mark.
Yeah, we'll blame Mark.
I've decided something about Mark. Can I tell you what this is? It's a little weird. but-
He's behind me too. He's at his
good.
desk.
He
I
has.
can't even see him.
He's getting better looking with age. He looks better.
Oh, you think he's a handsome dude?
He gets better looking with age. The gray and the salt and pepper he gets, it just makes him look like a refined wine, dude. That guy.
Yeah.
He's pissing me off. The rest of us
He's
are
gotta
looking
keep
lumpy.
The stubble designated defining him.
Yeah. The rest of us are just lumpy turds compared to
He
Mark
always
Fagerwell.
said the older he gets, the more authority he will get in his field in woodworking.
I like that.
You know,
See, we look like Rick Moranis standing next to Ryan Reynolds when we stand next to.
Right. Right. He looks like Ryan Reynolds is what he looks like. So tell him whatever he's doing, keep it up. I don't know what he's doing. But
Okay, I will. I will. He will like that compliment.
pure Italian blood or whatever it is. Anyway, let's get to recommendals. I'm glad you're here. I wasn't sure we were going to see you, so this is awesome.
Yeah, I was making cinnamon rolls for the teachers. So I stopped doing that.
Oh, good.
And to come hang out with you guys.
Well, very nice. We're glad to have you here. We talk about stuff we see on streaming services, and we recommend them. Sometimes we say, it's okay. Maybe you don't watch it if you don't like it, but usually they're ones that we really liked. And so today we're going to start with Brian. He's got one. Brian, what do you want to say about this before I hit play?
This is one I was really excited to finally see, and as I teased yesterday, it is a documentary.
Okay, here goes.
Without the punk rock scene in Los Angeles, anybody could do whatever they wanted. It was total freedom. The punk scene allowed you to be whoever you wanted to be, play the way you wanted to play, and you were accepted. People used to cross the street when they saw me. I felt powerful for the first time.
When they asked, hey, do you play lead guitar? I figured I play bass, so yeah, it's a couple more strings. It'll be okay.
Their set was 3 songs long, and 2 of them were the same song.
We were pretty crappy in the beginning, but we had these songs that were just coming together.
That sounds like the...
It's
well,
the
you said
Go-Go's documentary,
That's
right?
absolutely what it is. Yep, the Go-Go's.
I love the Go-Go's.
This is on Showtime. Just dropped over there about I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And if you've got CBS All Access and you don't have Showtime, you can cancel your CBS Access subscription and get the pair for probably the same price you were paying for just the one.
Really?
Yeah, you got to go look around. I know Apple does this, so Apple gives you the pair for $10 a month. And it's the CBS All Access without commercials or limited commercials or whatever. So
it's like the new
Can
form
I tell
of
you my-
bundling is what it's like. Oh, go ahead, Nicole.
I was going to say, can I tell you my funny Go-Go story?
Please tell me your funny Go-Go story.
So I was a little kid. I probably was in first grade, and my mom and I would clean the house to the Go-Go's album. And it was their breakout album, Our Lips Are Sealed, like all of the great songs. And we had a share day at school. So I wanted to share the Go-Go's album. And if you look at the cover art, they're all in bathtubs.
Towels. Yeah, they're like...
No, they're in the towel on the back cover, but on the inside cover...
Oh, they're in... Oh, inside cover.
They're all like in a bathtub with bubbles. And you can see one of their nipples. And my mom was like, don't take that to school.
Oh, because you got one of the nipples. Whose nipple was it? Which character?
I can't remember which
character. Had to be Sporty Go-Go.
Sporty
or was
Go-Go.
Or was it Baby Go-Go?
Belinda Go-Go?
Yeah, Belinda Go-Go. All their last names were Go-Go, right? That's how I remember it. Well, that's a nice, fun little idea that you
But
had
how
there.
funny is it that I remember that when I was in, what is that, 8?
Kidding. Yeah, no kidding. That's crazy.
It was a very memorable album for me.
You would absolutely love this documentary. It talks about forming the band, their many problems, breakups, drug use, and then finally coming back together recently for return concerts, 2 of which I saw in Vegas. I saw them twice, once at the Luxor and once at the Beach concert venue out behind Mandalay Bay, which was fantastic and great band to see live.
Is Beauty and the Beat. That was the name of the album. Beauty and the Beat. And has Belinda Carlisle, her ego gone down a bit?
A little bit, but you can still sense it in this documentary.
Holy crap.
She talks about getting humbled because she realizes that she was a bit of a monster with her solo career and kind of, going on with her.
She thought she was all that because she got spotlighted so much. Yeah.
She did. Yeah.
I mean, she was the
front woman. She was the singer.
Yeah,
and that lends you a certain air of notoriety where the rest of the band, people maybe don't know Gina Shock or Kathy Valentine or the rest.
The Professor.
I just know Belinda Carlisle.
Jane Wiedlin, of course. And
it was I found the album art, and it's the one in the bottom left corner. I'll send you.
Put it in.
Yeah. I'll put it.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to. I'm Google Images will show you the image, and then when you actually click the image, it doesn't do anything.
It's because
kinda
Google
where I'm
Images
at right
sucks. That's
You
why
right click on it and choose open
Can
a
I
new tab or open a new window, and that'll give you a good link for it.
Yeah. Here's what you really should do.
You're right.
Yeah.
I just learned something.
Here's what you
Thank
should do. You should use DuckDuckGo is a way better image search than.
Yeah, is it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
way better.
Well, there you go. There's a booby for you, or a nipple. Or
Oh, sweet. I love a nipple.
areola. I don't
What are
know.
we looking at here?
An areola. Wait a minute. Where is this? Oh yeah, there you go. What's her name down there in the corner there? Yeah, that was the big album. That was the one.
Yeah.
I remember that being seismic at the time. People are like, "Whoa, all girls? What? They're kind of hardcore. What?
What?
All right,
What
very
the
nice.
what?
Seems like a good call. I want to watch that. I don't have Showtime currently, but I'll figure out a way. I'll find a way. Life finds a
We
way.
have a CBS All Access, so I might have to cancel that and do the combo pack.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just take a look at Apple TV. Get it through Apple TV, and you can get the pair for $10 a month.
Nice.
Then I got to do Apple TV.
Oh, not Plus. He just
Well-
means. Oh wait, do you have to have Plus to do that?
You don't have to have Plus. No.
No, it's just through.
But do you have to watch it on an Apple TV?
No, you can watch it on your iPad, or I mean, you can log into Showtime directly on the app.
Yeah, but can you
just
watch it
gotta
on
get
like a Amazon Fire Stick or some other?
anything that you can get the Showtime app and the CBS All Access app on, you can watch it there. You just have to get your login from
Gotcha.
from Apple TV
That makes sense.
for the discount.
That's how they get the. That's how Amazon got around their weird 30/70 split. Is it's this weird login from wherever you signed up thing. They get a better cut, and it's a long story.
Oh,
Anyway.
Lemonade and BGMNCWJ say you do need Apple TV Plus to get that deal. So
Okay, so it's like having
But
Amazon Prime Video.
I guess.
But
so.
if you know
There's
what,
some
if
great stuff on Apple TV Plus though. If you haven't seen Greyhound with Tom Hanks, it's excellent.
no, it's good.
I think Apple TV has Brian in their pocket.
Yeah,
He always
Brian's a big fan.
recommends
I did for a while. I was, but I mean, it's great stuff. Amazing Stories is excellent. That Mythic Quest we really enjoyed. Defending Jacob we thought was really good.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
just-
basically, once we bought it, we're like, let's watch as much stuff on this as we can, so that if we want to turn it off, we got we've seen everything. And
It's
the
only $5 a
Servant,
month. It's not bad.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
I think we actually may have even got it free because we bought an iPhone recently.
Yeah, if you did that, you get a year free or whatever it is.
Yeah. Mhm.
What was I gonna say? You have Prime, and Prime has bundles, so maybe you'll get the same bundle on Prime. That's
Maybe.
possible.
Yeah, actually, you might.
Yeah.
You might.
Entirely possible. All right,
It's entirely possible.
Here is mine. I'm going to play it. It is not a documentary. I did one last week, not this week.
What was your last week's one?
I think it was Love on the Spectrum, which I could not recommend enough. I loved that so freaking much. And thanks to everybody for all your emails about watching it. I heard from all sorts of people that were just like, that was so.
I'm always afraid I'm going to recommend something you guys have already recommended when I wasn't on the show.
Oh,
Right.
right. That's a good point. Well, maybe you'll
Pays to
recommend.
be here, Nicole. Pays
I
to-
know. I was going to try to I was going to try to listen, but then I.
Well, here is mine. See if you guys can figure it out. I think Brian already knows, but here it is.
We were the first, the pioneers, but we weren't scared. We knew that no matter what happened, Mother and Father would always keep us safe.
Did you sustain any damage during the landing?
No. No damage. Why do you ask?
My programming is telling me that it's a priority for me. Your well-being.
And yours will be mine.
All right. Any guesses?
Raised by Wolves. I want
Yes!
to watch this so bad. I have it like queued up.
There's
it
three
looks so
episodes.
good.
There are 3 episodes out. I don't know how that happened. I think they dropped 2 at once, and then there was another. I don't know how that worked, but when I went there and I knew I was a couple of days late, I was like, all right, I'm ready to dive in. I'm like, oh my gosh, there are 3 episodes. Freaking this
They
is
did
great.
that with The Boys too. Release the first 3 episodes quickly, and then the rest are gonna trickle out weekly.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was an all at once thing. Okay, that's good to know.
No, unfortunately.
Was it the last season all at once for The Boys?
No, I think they did the same thing. Amazon.
They go back
Amazon
and forth, right? They're
does that sometimes where they do the
yeah.
You get the first batch really quick, but then you got to wait.
Yeah, they
every week for the
they
other
seem
ones.
like they do a little of both, and then Netflix is usually all at once. But sometimes they even do stuff that's spread
Yeah,
out.
they've done a couple like that. Yeah.
But British Bake Off last season was like that. Anyway,
Mhm.
yes, it is Raised by Wolves, a Ridley Scott and a couple other producers involved, but Ridley Scott has definitely written all over this thing, including the very first episode was directed by him. And it is, you will immediately it'll be familiar to anybody who's like a hardcore Ridley Scott fan from the days of like Blade Runner and Alien, because this thing is about androids, or there are androids involved in this thing that are very much like the androids and replicants of previous films. You cut them, they bleed a bunch of white looking liquid, looks like milk coming out of them.
Milk,
if you cut them
milk
open.
bleeders.
Yeah, they're milk bleeders. In fact, there's, you could look at this and say, oh, this feels like maybe even the same universe. Maybe like it's got that tone. I'm not saying it is, because they haven't said, but maybe it just feels that way. And it's just, he's obsessed with this stuff. So maybe it just feels that way. But anyway, it's got a couple of notable people. The most notable is that Travis Fimmel guy from Vikings.
Okay.
He's the main guy in Vikings. He was the guy in the Warcraft movie. He was in a bunch of other stuff. Everyone will know who he is if you saw him. Anyway, he's in it. This really good kid actor's in it, which is good because I like when the kids can act. And then there are the two main androids. So here's the basic premise. I won't give too much away, but basically, and they tell you right away what they are. There's never any question as to these being androids, but these two androids, a sort of male android and female android, crash on this planet that they've decided is can sustain life enough, and they have some of the last remaining embryos of humanity because Earth has been in some war that's just wiping everybody out. And it's a war between two major factions, atheists and this religious group, and I forgot the name of them, but they basically worship the sun. And they always refer to soul. It's almost like, it's basically like Christianity, except they've swapped Jesus out for the sun a little bit. So they'll always say, this soul will provide, and, stuff like that. Anyway, and they all have this like sun symbol on their shirts, and they're deeply religious, but also deeply militaristic, like a lot of religion in history is. And then the atheists, equally militaristic, and this huge clash, and it created this problem. So these two androids were sent to this planet with a bunch of baby embryos, and they're going to restart humanity, basically. And that's their job. That's what they've been programmed to do. And you don't exactly know who programmed them or why they're doing it or any of that yet. You still kind of don't in 3 episodes in, but for whatever reason they are. So they bring these things, and they plug this lady up with all of her whatever female hormones they need into these little buckets, and in these buckets little embryos grow, and then they got a kid inside of a little goo bucket, and they pull the little kid out, and he's like a little gooey kid, like the little newborn. And they had 12 they had 12 of them, and anyway, this thing covers about 12 years so far, and long story short, lots of stuff happens. It's really, really interesting. It also turns out, if you watch the trailers, that the character who plays Mother, that's her name in the thing, something different about her. And turns out it's massively different, and it's bad and dangerous, but also really cool. The best things I can say about this are it feels very original, like nothing I've seen before. It's totally my jam. End of world, go to another planet, weird space religion. I love it.
Apocalyptic.
Yes. All of that stuff, man. It's all in there. Weird alien creatures, cool tech, but then also, really gritty ground drama between characters that, there's always good humanity going on. And then it's also got this 70s kind of look to some of its sci-fi, but in a much more modern way. So the stuff we laugh at and things like, I don't know, Logan's Run, there's some of that here, but it's presented in a way that does not make me laugh at it. It makes me go, oh, that's the vision. That's cool. That's very Asimov, very, 60s era sci-fi author style sci-fi, and I really dig it. So bottom line, I'm 3 in. There's no more yet. I will eat this episode the minute any episodes come out.
Remind me again, it's where it's at.
HBO Max.
HBO.
Yep.
HBO.
It's a Max original, so it's not just HBO in this case. You got to have Max.
Okay.
Can't have Go, can't have Now, must have Max.
Yeah. Well, Go's gone officially now, right?
Yeah, right. Go is gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other one's only hanging around because of deals they have with Amazon and some other people for bundles. But when those bundled periods end, then that'll go away. But Max is where to get it, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cannot recommend it enough. If any of the things I talked about, people are like, oh, that's kind of my jam. I am telling you, it's badass. Raised by Wolves, really cool sci-fi, and I needed it. So anyway, there's that. Oh, it's also just like there's been no Okay, let me talk to two audiences. Some audiences don't like all the nudity on HBO.
Yeah.
There isn't any here. Well, there's an android at one point, but she's got no parts. She's just kind of flat, and there's no. She's just like a
Don't
mannequin.
Like the flat-chested aliens. Okay.
She's like she's not even. She's an android. And she's just
androids. Yeah.
She's just not. She's just featureless. She's like a mannequin. There's just
I'm
nothing
kidding.
there.
I'm kidding.
And then the other dude, no one's ever naked. So that crowd, you'll be happy. Nobody's ever naked. But the crowd that wants a little bit of gore, they have some, but they earn it, and it's not gratuitous. And also some of it's weird, like, oh, she's reaching up inside the gut of a dead android and pulling out this part, and it's goopy and all gross, but it's milk blood. So it's like not the same. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't think this is going to be abhorrent to anyone, at least so far. 3 episodes in, and I'm not feeling like, I'm not feeling like they're putting all the HBO-isms in here. It feels like they're actually just aiming for a certain kind of story, and they're telling that story, and everyone's doing a great job, and big fat thumbs up from me. All right. Nicole?
Yes.
Your selection, please.
Before I get to my selection, I wanted to do a little final score with you because I saw that you were playing Control.
Yes, I'm playing Control and loving it, by the way.
And talking about connecting worlds,
Yeah.
When I started playing that game, I had no idea it was an Alan Wake. Like we talked, I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
But the second DLC just dropped and it's all Alan Wake.
Oh, I didn't know. See, I've got the Ultimate Edition comes with all the DLC.
Yes.
And I got it on PC. And by the way, that stuff running with like ray tracing on with my new video card and all that. Yeah, that game is breathtakingly beautiful.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The controls in it and it's just such a unique game that I really was sad that it didn't do as well as
I think
it should have.
It did okay. Sales on it were not. I mean, that's also just a cerebral single player. Like, I don't know. We live in a weird time for single player games like that, especially AAA. But you were 100% correct on that game. It is a trip. I'm enjoying it a lot.
So your DLC includes the Foundation.
Yeah.
And then the second one is AWE. And everybody had been speculating that the second one was going to be an Alan Wake, and it totally is.
That's
so
great.
I guess they got the rights back to Alan Wake last year.
Well, plus it shares a universe with Alan Wake, and then also what's that other game they made? Anyway, those guys, Remedy Entertainment, love to cross over their stuff, and some of the video in there, and like there's stuff in there that's already Alan Wake-ish, so I'm not surprised at all. That makes sense.
Have you found the videos of the main doctor?
Yes, whole bunch of those.
Okay, so that's Alan Wake. That's the voice of Alan Wake.
Quantum Break, is that the other?
Yes, Quantum Break is the other slightly shared universe, which was not.
Yeah, you can get this right now for the Xbox One for $20 on
It's
Amazon
amazing.
or Walmart right now.
Yeah, it's
so good.
The only thing I would
Sadly,
say,
not for PS4.
I would say this: PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions of the game are a little choppy. This game is definitely pushing the envelope of what is considered next gen, even on a Pro and a whatever that second Xbox One was called.
Are you flying yet?
No, I will be soon though.
Flying is awesome.
But I can tell you, if you got like a decent video card and a good PC rig, this thing is butter. It's running at 60 frames plus for me. I got everything turned on. Ray tracing looks insane. Ray tracing is the future, yo. I am telling you, there's a reason these two new consoles and that NVIDIA announcement this week are so heavily focused on like finally getting to the place where we can mainstream some ray tracing. Actual light physics is going to change the way video games work and look. It is so freaking cool. So yeah, it's an amazing game. I'm glad I picked it up.
Would you say the game is worth picking up if you don't have a maxed out?
I don't have a
machine
max.
to play?
I played it on a PS4 and I
Okay.
loved it. It was one of my
good.
It's been one of my favorite games.
Yeah, I think you can get by. You can get by. I think once
Okay.
if you see it running on something higher end, it'll annoy you a little bit. But if you haven't, then ignorance is bliss, and you have no idea. And it runs it well enough that you can deal with some frame drops and stuff like that on a PlayStation or whatever. So
This is the kind of game though that you have to dig and look for all the little things to make it feel like just a rich layered game.
oh yeah,
They
read
hide
all the stuff, read all the books that you find. Or
yeah,
not books, but
find all the the radio shows,
Yep.
just all the little things that you collect, and it really kind of makes the game cool.
It's amazing. And you know what I really like is the quest system in there, because it's like they said, hey, what if we kind of did a linear story, but we also kind of made a open world game that's not in the world but inside this building, which is like a world. It's
the building is a world.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy how it works. Yeah.
It's called I think it's the oldest house is what the building is called.
The oldest house.
And it explains all the sci-fi weird stuff that happened in Bright Falls and why, these things are happening and how stuff came to be. And you get a huge backstory to Alan Wake.
Yeah. And Brian, check this out. You can pick up somebody's credenza in their office with your mind and then throw it at some dude and destroy him and have paper and crap blow up all over the place. Like, it's got the coolest physics engine. It's just rad. It's a very rad game. All right.
Very cool.
Love it. So
anyway.
I had to talk to you about it because I've been hoping you would play it. It's such a good game.
It's very good. I picked it up for 31 on Steam, by the way. 31's not bad.
Here's my clip. It's going to give it away the clip is going to just give away the thing. It's a documentary.
Okay. I'm into it.
There you go. It's
hit,
awesome.
I'm going to hit play now. Here we go. A documentary. Oh, I've been wanting to see this. Sorry, I glanced at it. Crap.
Oh, I glanced too, but
It's all right. And when the first 2 seconds it says it.
Yeah.
Nicole, I'm not kidding. A cat's hair shy of watching this week. So you beat me by barely. Yeah. All right, here it is.
It's not really fair to ask the question, what was Action Park? Basic level, you can say it was a water slide park. But in truth, it was so much more than a water slide park.
Action Park was the chaos summer park with very little oversight, too much alcohol, whistles blowing, people screaming, motors running. It was an energy, you knew you were jumping into the fire pit.
If you lived through Action Park, you lived through an event in your life that...
This looks so rad. Okay, so let me ask you this. Is this the same thing that Johnny Knoxville movie's based on? Is it the actual place? It is.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you stopped the clip right before Johnny Knoxville is talking to
really?
Here,
somebody,
I'll play
and he
more
actually
of it.
coins Class Action Park.
And by the way, people who write in and go, how come you always stop Nicole's clip sometimes? I'm like, no, these are full trailers that are 3.5 minutes, and sometimes I don't know where to stop them.
Just Google it. It's there.
How you felt.
I want to hear him say something. Hold on.
If you've never heard of Action Park, it's an impossible myth your friends are making up and exaggerating.
I like Johnny Knoxville.
But
Park was because they could get hurt.
It's probably not. It's there. It's one of the.
Oh, there he is.
One of the key thing.
Yeah, he's hanging out with Kimmel and talking.
There was
Kimmel.
There was like a 1 hour documentary thing that came out and was, I think, on YouTube for a while last year that I watched, and it's cool that this is like getting the big budget documentary treatment.
It's really, really well done.
Yeah.
I had no idea about this amusement park. I grew up in Missouri. Our nearest amusement park was Six Flags, and we called it Six Flags. Like, it wasn't like anything else. Like, I found out everywhere else in the country they call Six Flags something else.
Oh, really?
What do they call them?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that before.
Mark was saying his Six Flags was, I can't remember what he called it, but that's because I was like, he grew up in New Jersey. This place was in Newell, New Jersey, I think it is.
Okay. All right.
But it's just outside of New York City. So he wasn't that far from it. And so I'm like, did you ever go? He was like, no, we had no interest in water. Oh, Vernon. Sorry. Why did I think Newell? Anyway. So he was saying that he never really had any interest in going. It was a water park. But it's actually comprised of 3 parks. So you have the water park side, right down the middle of it is a highway. And then on the other side is Motor Park, Motor World.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody would get drunk and then go drive cars. But this documentary is really good because they found a lot of the old employees. And guess what? They were all kids.
Yeah, of course.
All kids.
Yeah. This
and
place would never happen today, by the way. It would never happen today.
No, and they
Oh,
talked
God,
why
yeah.
it happened. So the guy who created it actually came from Wall Street. And they kind of painted this picture of how something like this was allowed to happen and how there was kind of, mobster type things going on. And one of the guys that funded it, he was into penny stocks.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like Wolf of Wall Street kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's just, he got eventually sent to jail But there's like all these wild, crazy stories of the different rides. So they set up the whole park and talk about each ride and how it was created and how there's, oh my God, this one ride they made.
Yeah,
was
is this the loop-de-loop?
The loop-de-loop.
Oh my God, the
And they
loop-de-loop water
paid-
slide is the best. Yeah.
They paid the employees $100 to go down it.
What years was this thing active?
So-
It was like this all looks like 85.
This is in the 80s. This is in the 80s.
84, 85.
So,
yeah.
but here's the thing about the loop-de-loop water slide ride. They were testing it and they were finding kids were coming out with lacerations and they couldn't figure out why.
Oh my gosh.
They opened up the tube at the top and found teeth embedded in the tube. What?
Okay, I gotta watch
Right.
this ASAP. This
Oh
sounds
my
like
God,
Seriously,
yeah.
watch. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was like somebody described it as like, all right, they did this ride that was basically designed by somebody drawing on a napkin, and then they
Yes.
made the exact thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
very excited about it. I saw this and I went, oh, this is my jam. Why am I not watching this? And then here you are with the recommendation. Now I'm going to definitely watch it. It sounds
So the
great.
ride that they take you through in the documentary, they set up all the rides, they tell you about all the crazy crap that happened, and a lot of the stuff that probably wasn't reported. And then they get into the deaths because there were quite a few deaths.
Mhm.
And they interview a mom whose son died, and so like they had an alpine slide. I think that killed 2 people. They had this huge wave, the wave pool thing, and it was like goes up and down. That killed 2 people. A guy got electrocuted in a thing called the the kayak experience or something like that. It's just
Wow.
seriously watch it. It's crazy.
I'm going to see it. I'm watching it tonight, actually. I'm going to make a point and watch it. So
It's called Class Action Park. So
Yeah.
then
HBO Max, right?
was it? Is
Yeah.
it HBO?
I think it's
Oh yeah,
HBO.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
where I
yeah,
added
yeah.
it this morning.
HBO.
Yeah, it says HBO streaming now on HBO Max. It says. All right. Well, I'm in. You
There you
you had me at class
Teeth.
action or teeth. Yeah.
Their teeth.
Yeah.
Tube teeth.
Very exciting. So these and all other cool things we talked about today will be on Nicole's Twitter account over at Nicole
yeah.
Spag. So she'll tell you where to go, where to get them, and what to watch. Nicole, anything else this week before you go?
I'm gonna go make some cinnamon rolls.
Ooh.
Yum.
Don't forget to put the cinnamon. I don't know. what
Hey,
to do
if
with
you want my recipe, it's my great grandmother's recipe that she's
Okay.
handed down. It's their milk icing cinnamon rolls. I'd be happy to share it with you on Twitter if you want that.
You should
recipe.
share it.
Please.
People want it. Everybody's making stuff.
It's
Let's
good.
do it.
It takes about 4 hours to make.
Okay. That's about how long it takes to watch The Irishman. So no problem. I got it. We can totally do this. All right. Nicole's back, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
See you, Nicole.
Wasn't The Irishman about 4 hours? Something like that.
Felt like it.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't, I think it was like 3.25, 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. I really like that movie, but it was long.
Oh, the cat just knocked a whole bunch of shit over.
That's no good.
No.
What kind of shit?
I don't know. I need to go take a look because make sure there's nothing like she's over there by the 3D printers. So there's the resin. I want to make sure she didn't knock over resin. So I'm gonna turn off the microphone, but I'm gonna unplug the thing so I can hear you reading this email, and I'll be right back.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to do some quick fan service. So
Yeah.
Brian's going to go take care of that.
Fan.
Here we go. I wanted to give some fan service to a couple of fans of the show who are also working on projects of their own. This one is, I didn't get a name on this one, but basically wanted to recommend Aspects of Lore podcast. The Aspects of Lore podcast. Was worried that we'd never get to it. And I said, no, we're going to get to it. I'm putting it on the list. So there it is. Also, Gamer Checks wrote in. I know Gamer Checks. Been on the instance before. Does a lot of WoW Classic playing. Anyway, says fan service. So I've been live streaming for almost 6 years. It'll be my anniversary on Twitch on the 15th of September. So that's coming up next week. We should be rating AQ40 in WoW Classic. It's been it's been hard keeping consistent audience, but I really respect the few who have stayed around for a long time. There's also a TMS/core fans. So if you could please shout out on my Twitch on TMS, that'd be great. It's amazing how this community has some of the greatest individuals I've ever met. So here's my Twitch username, Gamer Checks, like, the snack food Chex, CHEX. And Scott, if you need me having on the instance again, when Nax comes out in the World of Warcraft Classic, I'm sure I have a lot to talk about. Love you guys. Be safe. So there you go. Go check out Gamer Checks on Twitch. He's a good guy. Like him a lot.
Nice.
He started listening to the instance when he was like 15 or 12 or something like that.
Wow.
Now he's 20 something. So.
And he's still no better at the game.
Yeah, it's still terrible. Well, if he's rating AQ40 in WoW Classic, he has my respect. I can tell you that.
He's better at the game. Yeah, exactly.
Better than I ever was. All right. So there you go. How'd it go? Cat, everything fine? We're
totally
good?
fine. Did not knock over resin, just knocked over a bunch of things that I've 3D printed that I'm going to be assembling at some point, but nothing broke. So
very nice.
She's trying to get into, I've got this this cubbyhole system that I put all the t-shirts, Coverville t-shirts in that keep them organized by size. So it's like, oh, I want a large Coverville Lanes. I can just go zoop, grab it, throw it in a thing and send it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to her, that looks like a great place to lie down.
Oh, yeah.
And so she's trying to jump up into the highest cubbyhole and pull down a bunch of shirts, and she might have hurt herself. Who knows?
Are you saying
she was limping? She was slinking out.
Are you saying a listener could end up with some Anara DNA on them?
They could, yes.
Yeah,
some cat hair, yeah.
Little cat hair in their life.
Yep, exactly.
Did I tell you? I think I told you. I got a private message on Twitter from Marina Baccarin.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's favorite space hooker. And I thought, what is this about? I follow her, but she didn't follow me, so I didn't know what that was about. And it was me. It was asking me to retweet this thing, some political campaign going on in Texas where they were trying to flip a seat down there, and she wanted me to retweet it, which I don't do that sort of thing for anybody on any side of anything.
Not even space hooker Marina Baccarin.
No, I just thought it was too weird, but it was what a strange thing.
I'm sure she totally didn't just select everybody in her follow list and send them that DM.
Oh, I'm sure that's what happened. Like positive, but it's bad form. Don't be doing that.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that.
No.
All right. That's it for the show. Thanks everybody for being here. Patreon.com/TMS is what fuels us. So keep those contributions coming. You'll get cool stuff in the mail. You'll get bonus content every week, every day actually, and PM edition on Fridays. Wendy will be here tomorrow. We'll have a cool conversation with her. And a bonus mashup tomorrow as well, which I'm looking forward to playing for all of you. Don't forget, you can email us, themorningstream@gmail.com. That's themorningstream@gmail.com. Everything else is at frogpants.com/TMS. We would be remiss if we ended the show early without playing a song at the end. So, Brian, please give them what they want.
Yeah, Tom Robinson wrote and said, "Hello, boys.